Welcome back, y'all. We're about to do Deep Convictions Day 2. Not going to waste too much time today. I am actually, oh wow, this is actually going to be pretty short, maybe. At least I hope it to be. Day 2. You can check it out right here. It says, Step 1. Begin today by reading 2 Timothy 3, 1 through 5. Okay. And just as a reminder, I'm reading from the New International Version, or NIV. But mark this, there will be terrible times in the last days. People will be lovers of themselves, lovers of money, boastful, proud, abusive, disobedient to their parents, ungrateful, unholy, without love, unforgiving, slanderous, without self-control, brutal, not lovers of the good. Verse 4, treacherous, rash, conceited, lovers of pleasure rather than lovers of God. Sounds like human beings, huh? Verse 5, having a form of godliness but denying its power, have nothing to do with such people. Step 2, what is the problem with the kind of religion or ungodliness described here? There are a lot of problems. This is really stemming from, honestly, just selfishness, to put it all in a nutshell, in my opinion. Life and worshiping God, it's no longer about you. And that's just plain and simple. This is... Whose dog is barking right now, dude? Are you serious? Anyway, as I was saying, yeah, just basically people being selfish. Especially when you have a family or children, you can no longer be like that. You can't be so conceited and obsessed with self. That's just not going to work. The same thing is with God and Jesus as well. He wants your true and definite attention and love as well. Oh, wait. Also, in short, just worshiping ungodly things. So worldly things, fashion, material things, things that have nothing to do with God. Not that it's necessarily bad, but those things can possibly draw you away from Him. Anyway, I don't want to get too caught up in it. Step 3, come down to 2 Timothy 4, verse 1 through 4, and read another description of powerless religion. In the presence of God and of Christ Jesus, who will judge the living and the dead, and in view of His appearing and His kingdom, I give you this charge. Verse 2, preach the word, be prepared in season and out of season, correct, rebuke, and encourage with great patience and careful instruction. For the time will come when people will not put up with sound doctrine. Instead, to suit their own desires, they will gather around them a great number of teachers to say what their itching ears want to hear. Verse 4, they will turn their ears away from the truth and turn aside to myths. Myths. Y'all know what I'm trying to say. Step 4, why would people ever substitute men's teaching for God's teaching on a given subject? How do you think this tendency might creep into your life? Really, because humans are able to see and touch things that belong to man or human. Science, for example, which comes from God, but that's a whole nother conversation. Things that you can prove and taste and touch and smell. That's why people prefer men's teaching over God's on particular things, because God's things you can't necessarily see or hear or use any of your senses for. That's the whole point of faith. You just have to know. It's kind of like Wi-Fi. You know, like you can't feel Wi-Fi, but you know it's there. And so that was a really good example that I heard a couple years ago at my church. Faith is like Wi-Fi. Can't touch it, but you know that it is there. How do I think this tendency might creep into my life? Again, I like to be able to touch things and prove things, and 2 + 2 is 4. and I like to make sense of things and even control things if I really want to be completely honest. We try to. Anyway, let me stop rambling. I keep rambling. I gotta stop rambling. All right, next question. Step 5. Why would carefully following God's message lead to powerful religion as opposed to powerless religion? Because, ooh man, that's tough. People will tell you a whole slew of things, but just me, in my opinion, I actually, well, and long story short, I care about the afterlife as well and having an internal life. I know that there's only one way to get there. I have to be able to chase and follow and praise Jesus Christ, because all this stuff in the world, uh, things, objects, family, friends, unfortunately, I don't mean to sound dark, but that's just me being real. All this stuff right now in this world it's temporary, you know, and you have to be willing to accept that, like what's going to happen after. So it's, in my opinion, in, you know, I think people's best interests would be to get in line with what Jesus is saying. Powerless religion. Yeah, I guess I think that's another man-made tool or ideology. I know in the Bible they have a religion that may not even lead to anything like substantial, especially when your life is done. I think that's what the text means by that. But oh, anyway, we're done for today. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Yo, the quick ones are really awesome. Cool. I didn't even have to ramble that much.